and welcome back to my channel. So today it is a Hive and Honey day, and I am going to be testing a couple of these scents that I got from Hive and Honey last month into some new products that I want to bring to my line of reed diffusers and room sprays. Now, I was thinking about it, and I really do want to work on a gift set for some of my products, and I figured I would start by seeing if one of these scents will work well as 3 products. I'm actually not going to make the candle, but the candle is going to be in this little frosted jar here that I got from Candle Science. So this is like a 4-ounce jar. And the reason why I'm not making the candle today is because I'm making the new product that I've been talking about today. And I'm going to test it out and try and see if I can make it the right way. But today I'm going to do some room spray samplers here so that I don't use the full bottle and waste it. And then I am going to use these for the reed diffuser samplers or testers for the new reed diffusers that I want to put onto the line. Now, there's really not going to be a bunch of new ones going there because I don't want to overwhelm myself with all this product that I'm making because it's just me making everything. But I do want to add at least 1 or 2 of them, and I'm testing out a bunch of them to see who's going to make it to the final product. But I'm not going to ramble like always. I'm going to get started because it's kind of late in the day that I'm doing this. I had to sit and make sure I had everything mapped out before I started. But I have all my stuff here ready to go, and I am going to start with the room sprays because they are the easiest, and I only have to make a 1 ounce instead of a 4-ounce bottle. So I'm going to make 3 of these, 3 different ones. I have my 3 different scents here. So let's get into making those first. So if you've seen me make room sprays before, I use the room spray base from Candle Science, which I actually like. And I also use water for my base so that there's no alcohol in it. And I like the way the formula works for me and for the room sprays that I have finally created. But I have my big scale here for the solution and my little scale, of course, to measure out the fragrance oil. So let's just measure that out. And then I also have an extra one that I only use water in this one. I don't use it for anything else but water. So let's go ahead and measure out the solutions and get it ready and going. So this should be kind of quick. So it's really not much in there. It's like a little tiny bit, but once I add the water, it's gonna be a little more. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the fragrance oil that's in here and I'm gonna add it, and I'm gonna go ahead and stir it up, and then I'm gonna measure out the water so that I can finish up the solution. Solution right here, and the type of water that I use is distilled water. I don't use just regular water that I get from my local supermarket. Now hopefully this doesn't cloud up because I've had one room spray that clouded up. So what I like to do is just pour it in a little at a time and stir it while I'm pouring it in. Okay, so we have our first sampler, and as you can see, it is cloudy, it is milky. This one is the rose, water, and ivy scent that I tried. And as much as I stirred it before adding the water, this is how the solution came out. Now, normally the solution doesn't come out like that. Let me see if I have one here. Normally the solution, this is my common spa day one. It comes out clear like this. But it also depends on the fragrance oil that you're using. Sometimes when I make them like this and they get cloudy, if they sit for a while, they end up clearing themselves up. So I'm going to let it sit and see if it tends to clear up. But I'm going to go ahead also and make the last two and see if they have the same result. This is why testing is a must so that you know how these products work before you put them out there to the public. So let's go ahead and make the next two. Okay, so all the room spray samples are now done that I want to test out during the week. And as you saw, I showed you this one ended up being a little cloudy. And we'll see if this one clears up after a day. I don't think it is because it's really, really cloudy. I might end up redoing it. I'm not sure. But this one is the blue sage and sandalwood. And as you can see, it's a little clearer. Well, a lot clearer than the other one, but it's still foggy. And then I also have the Bali Surf, which is also similar to the blue sage. It's clear, but not as clear as I would like it to be. So I'm going to let them all sit and see what happens and see if the solution combines together a little further. And then if so, then I could test them out around my apartment. I don't think this rose water one is going to clear any more than that. So I'm really just looking at the other two. But what Candle Science has said and suggested with their base is that you can add a little more water to it and stir it up, and usually it clears it out. I normally don't have this cloudy one unless it's a fragrance oil that doesn't go well with the base. And I've only had this happen twice with my room sprays. But other than that, all the other ones are clear and they come out perfectly fine. So now that the room spray samples are over, I am going to go ahead and make the two diffusers next, and then I can finally get to the other project, which is probably going to take me a little time. So let's go ahead and make the reed diffusers now, and I'm only doing half the jar on them. So you can't hear it, but I can semi hear it, and my neighbors upstairs are vacuuming, but I'm not going to let that distract me from making these testers here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to use the same type of, oh, this is the wrong one. We're going to use the same fragrances for the diffusers minus the rose water, which I'm starting to be a little disappointed in these products. So it might end up moving towards just candles or wax melts. So let's go ahead and get started on the diffusers here, and then I can move on to the next thing. What I like about the diffusers and making the diffusers is that it's only two parts to it. It's not three like the room sprays. So I'm happy about that. So I'm going to put this here and I'm going to clean this out because I didn't. It's like they picked the weirdest times of the day to like do heavy lifting and then vacuuming. It's like I don't get it. Which is why I wear my headphones the majority of the time. And they work from home, so that's another annoying thing. I don't know, but it seems like they always move furniture, like all their furniture when they vacuum. So at least they're doing it now and not at 6 or 7 in the evening. So I'm okay with that. And then they also have company on the weekends, and they don't have much of carpet, so it ends up being their company doing a whole lot of walking across the floor, which is annoying. It's like annoying. I'm just over living in apartments. I would really love a house. I wish New York was more built for that, but in order to get that type of stuff, you'll have to go upstate New York where it's really rural places, and those houses will run you 800K to over $1 million. So that's New York for you. But I would love to just have a house and just eliminate upstairs neighbors and everything that comes with living in an apartment. I love that you can, I don't want to pour too much, but I love the idea of not having to pay for maintenance and not having to pay property taxes. But then I weigh it with me finally having my anxiety not raised, not having to wear headphones just to get some type of peace. So, I need to pour this out because it went off on me. So I'm gonna pour this in here and I'm gonna restart again. So let's tear this out. But I don't know, if you all live in apartments, then let me know what your pros and cons of living in apartments are, because I don't mind it. I just don't like having an upstairs neighbor that's super annoying. So now we got the first one, which is perfect. And I had to measure that out. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this to the side. And I'm going to see if I could measure out the second one in here to see if this will, because this thing likes to leak. See if it'll hold the amount that I need. Nope. And it definitely will. So that is a nice little shortcut, because I hate pouring from this bottle here because it's so messy. Which is why I use the skewer to help pour, because if I didn't, it would be a mess. And that really cuts down having to measure out another one. So I'm going to pour this in here and see if it changes the color. Doesn't look like it's going to change it or make it cloudy, but it's all in here. And oh, let's wipe that off. And I'm gonna go ahead and stir. But other than that, when it's nice and quiet, I don't mind. But I just don't, because I have my computer down there, but I just don't like being caught off guard and jumping when something falls or parties are going on above my head, or just, you know, everyone's allowed to live as they please in their apartment, but I feel like it shouldn't hinder your neighbors as well, because even though we're all in our own separate units, we're all sharing a space together, believe it or not. But enough of that. I get those rants out here and there, mostly to myself. And mostly they're not in the video that I'm recording and putting out there, but yeah, I know a lot of people feel the same way that I do. And plus I'm getting older, and if I was 20 something years old, then it would be a different story. It wouldn't bother me as much. But as I get older, my anxiety is and my nerves are getting a little on a higher level than they were when I was younger. So, and then that just triggers my depression and my lack of motivation. So I just need a space where I can finally have some type of calm. And I feel like if I was in my own house, then I wouldn't have to worry as much about that, because there are issues with houses too. You have your next door neighbor, and if your next door neighbor is rowdy and out of control, then you have to deal with that stuff. But that is my little rant on apartment living and my situation. But this is looking good. And it's smelling better than the rose. So I'm hoping that this one comes out. This one is the Bali Blue Surf that I tried out. It's this one here that I tried out. Alright, so I'm gonna put this back here because I need the tops, and I'm gonna actually put the oil next to it because I need to label them. But let me go ahead and clear this out and get ready for the next one. I am excited to make these new things that I found online. So I found some instructions on how to make them, and I'm hoping that they come out because I've never used this stuff before, and I would love to see how they actually work in person instead of watching videos about people making them. I'm excited for that, and I'll be honest with you, I might end up doing that one in a separate video because it is getting late and I am a little tired. I didn't get much sleep last night. I am a little tired, so I'm gonna do this last diffuser, and I might end up closing this video out, and then I will do the new product tomorrow. Measure this out the right way because I think it's about an ounce less. I like that it's clear. So it's clear if you could see it, and there's no fogginess to it. I usually don't have many issues with the diffusers as I do with the room sprays. They pretty much come out clear unless it's the vanilla in the scent, then that can change the tint of the diffuser. Alright, so I'm going to actually wrap it up here. I'm going to start the new project in a different video because I have to do more research on how to actually do it. I thought I had it all mapped out. I actually don't have it completely mapped out, so I want to make sure I'm doing it right so that even if I make a mistake, I just know where I can like go back and correct the issues. But I have my samplers here. I am going to be testing the diffusers out in maybe a day or two, and probably tomorrow I might put some reed sticks in them tomorrow and see how they go. I'm definitely going to test out these room sprays here, these samples. I'm going to let them see if they can clear on their own. If not, I kind of like it this way just a little bit, because if you haven't seen my room sprays, they come in the amber bottle here, so I don't really have to worry about it too much, but I know that this here will definitely show up in here. So if people don't mind that it's not clear and they still work and perform great, then this should be okay. I could see if I had like a clear bottle or something for my room sprays, but I use the amber colored bottles, so it should be fine. And then the diffusers are clear, and I do half the jar so I'm not wasting everything, and that's perfectly fine to test out with. I think I did a full jar with the other ones, and then this is the other one here. So both of them came out clear, so I'm not looking like I'm deceiving you. Both of them came out pretty clear here, so I just have to label them and put the top on them, and then I will test them tomorrow and see if they make it into the collection. I want to add one new room spray, and I want to add 2 new diffusers to the collection. And then, of course, you saw in the other video the tester candles that I want to add to each collection. And I'm going to start testing those out real soon. They're actually sitting over there on the shelf, just waiting. Every day, every morning, I get up and I just go through all of them and I just smell them. And once you lift off the top of them, the smell is even stronger, so I love that. But I'm going to be testing those real soon, and I'm going to show you guys the results of that. But I am rambling, I'm talking on and on and on, and I am going to just call it here. And we are going to work on the new project in another video if you guys don't mind. I just want to relax for the rest of the day. So I hope you all enjoyed this little video of making my little samples so that I could get back into doing things for my business and creating these new products that I written down months ago and wanted to finally make them and test them. If you did, then go ahead and hit that like button, and don't forget to share and comment down below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you can be notified when the next new video comes out. So with that being said, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your week, and don't forget to show yourself a little more appreciation. So until next time, this is Tammy saying, take care, everyone.